Difference between its manga and anime and newly added scenes for which watch. Episode 25. The anime removes the scene where the class members are seen doing crafts to create the cafe. The anime adds a scene where the students are seen in a meeting while Kara mentions her idea. In the anime, when Kara talks about the enchanted cafe, we see her explaining her idea. In the manga, this does not happen. The anime adds a scene where Nico mentions that he told Kara that Keigo had seen several horror movies, which is why she came up with the idea. In the manga, it is mentioned that Keigo told Kara about his idea. However, Keigo mentions this to Morihito, unlike in the anime where it is Nico who tells him. The anime removes the scene where Morihito and Keigo talk while helping decorate the classroom. The anime adds a scene where Morihito asks Kara if they need anything, to which she freezes. The anime adds a scene where Nico mentions that she has an idea. The anime adds a scene where Nico casts the fly wing and through spells on her classmates. In the anime, you can see how Haruki, when using fly wing, hits his head on the wall at high speed, while in the manga the same thing happens, with the difference that when Haruki hits his head, two students are at his side and Nico can be seen in the back explaining how the spell works. In the anime, when Arashi is seen using through, a female student can be seen getting scared as Arashi went through the wall. In the anime, when Yuki holds his breath, you can see Tosaku, Kawashi and Ina behind him. In the anime, when Keigo asks Morihito if it is a good idea for Nico to use those spells, several students can be seen floating in the background. The anime adds a scene where while Morihito answers Keigo, several students and Nico can be seen using the spell. Because they were introduced in the previous episode, in the anime when Nico sees Sugiura and Hajime mentions their names, while in the manga this is the first time she meets them. In the anime, when Sugiura asks Nico for permission to use the same spells at the closing ceremony, Kakumi and Kara can be seen in the background. The anime removes the scene where Nico is courted by another student, after which Morihito pulls Nico away from him. Consequently, the scene where Kanchi and Keigo say that Morihito doesn't realize how overprotective he is when they see the scene is removed. The anime adds a scene of Kujo walking away from Kanchi and Morihito. The anime adds a scene showing Morihito, Keigo, Kanchi, Nico, and Miharu having dinner at home. In the anime, while they are eating, Kanchi remembers that he signed up for the festival's comedy contest, so he asks Morihito if he wants to participate with him. However, in the manga this conversation takes place in the living room. The anime removes the scene where Kanchi is with two other classmates who convince him to enter the contest. Consequently, the anime removes the dialogue text saying that the story of Kanchi forming a comedy duo happened before Hajime's plan was revealed. The anime adds a scene where Kanchi asks Morihito to be his partner. In the manga it is only mentioned. In the anime, when Miharu tells Kanchi that he ignored a person to show Keigo, he is striking a pose in the dining room, while in the manga he is sitting on the floor. In the manga, when Kanchi tells Keigo that he is not funny and Keigo tells him that he wants to learn to be funny, you see Keigo's reaction, while in the anime the focus is on the house. In the anime, when Keigo and Kanchi do their presentation, you can see several scenes of Miharu and Nico laughing at their act. The anime removes Kanchi's line where he says it feels good to be praised by Morihito. The anime removes the scene where the narrator mentions that Morihito joined the duo as a writer, while Morihito, Kanchi, and Keigo are seen having a meeting. In the manga, to show Kanchi and Keigo's progress, several participants from the audience are shown, while in the anime, Kanchi and Keigo are shown loosening up more in front of the audience. The anime adds a scene of Morihito taking notes on Kanchi and Keigo's performance. The anime removes the conversation Kanji has with Keigo about taking out Morihito since they don't need him anymore. The anime adds scenes of Keigo striking poses while talking to the girls. The anime removes the narrator's dialogue where he says that even though everything looked good for the duo, things would start to go wrong. In the manga, Kanchi and Keigo kick Morihito out before their conversation in Keigo's room. However, in the anime this happens at school before their performance. In the anime, when Kanchi says they can use all the material they had before, you see a notebook with Morihito's notes. The anime removes the dialogue boxes that mention that it is the second day of the cultural festival, since in the anime this happens on the first day. The anime adds a scene in which several characters are seen attending the festival. The anime adds a scene showing the cafe of class 1 to 3. The anime adds a scene in which Kamugi, Nico, Kara and Kakumi are seen celebrating the success of the cafe. The anime adds a scene where Jun and Anna are seen walking towards the gym. The anime adds a scene where Nico is seen greeting Nico. Consequently, Nemu is added to the audience during Keigo and Kanchi's performance. The mention of Kyoki Saiko is removed from the anime. In the manga, the duo of Kanchi and Keigo is introduced by a female student, while in the anime it is introduced by a male student with their face covered. The anime removes all public comments regarding the group's name. In the anime, during Keigo and Kanchi's presentation, the audience's reaction is focused several times. In the anime, when Nico mentions that Moi reacts that way when he doesn't like something, Nemu can be seen by her side. The anime adds a scene where Nico is seen helping with the closing ceremony. The anime adds a scene in which Sugiura and Hajime are seen organizing the participants. In the anime, Morihito watches Nico help with the closing ceremony when he is attacked by Tenryu, while in the manga, Tenryu attacks Morihito as he carries some wooden planks to help with the decoration of his classroom. The anime removes Tenryu's dialogue where after giving the note to Morihito, he says that he thought it was best to let Morihito know. In the manga, when the four familiars are gathered, you can see Kanchi holding the note, while in the anime the note is on the table. The anime adds a dialogue from Morihito saying that the note saying second day something will happen the next day. The anime removes the scene where Nico joins Kanchi, Keigo, Miharu and Morihito's conversation saying that she will also help, although she doesn't know with what. Consequently, the anime eliminates the force reaction to Nico's appearance at the scene. In the manga, when Morihito and Nico talk, you can see several students in the background. In the anime they are eliminated. In the anime, when Nico mentions that she needs to come back to recast the spells after an hour, a scene is added showing the students serving the cafe. In the manga, when Nico remembers the plan he made with the others, you can see that they were in a class, while in the anime this happens in the conversation from the previous night. The anime adds a scene of Nico throwing through and through at the closing ceremony participants. The anime adds a dialogue where Nico asks Sugiura about Hajime's location, to which she replies that he told her he had things to do before. The anime adds a scene where the participants are seen going to their positions to watch a bear separate from the group. The anime removes the scene where a student in a bear costume runs up to ask Nico if he can cast the spell, to which Nico tells him that he already cast the spell on someone in a bear costume. The anime adds a scene where one of Kanchi's crows warns him that he saw a suspicious person in the west building. In the anime, when Kanchi warns Morihito about a suspicious person in the west building, the crow can be seen moving away from the place. The anime removes the bear's dialogue when he is surprised that Wolf is following him. The anime adds a scene where Wolf runs into Nemu while chasing the bear. The anime adds a conversation between Nemu and Wolf. The anime adds a line from Nemu where she tells Wolf that the act the day before wasn't that bad, to which Wolf tells her that he'll tell Keigo. The anime adds a scene where Wolf chases the bear in the music room. The anime adds a scene where the bear runs through the ground to where Miharu is. In the manga, when the bear escapes from Wolf, Morihito mentions that it's like a tri-dimensional game of tag, while in the anime it's Wolf who says it. The anime removes the scene where Morihito recalls how the spell works. In the manga, when Miharu talks to Wolf, you can see him attack the bear, while in the anime Miharu just confronts him. The anime adds a scene in which Miharu enters a classroom with balloons and begins to launch attacks, dodging the balloons in order to hit the bear. In the manga, when Miharu sees the bear arrive for the first time, it attacks him with his sword, removing his clothes, while in the anime, Miharu removes the bear's clothes after entering the classroom with balloons. The anime adds a scene of Miharu teasing the bear using a balloon animal. The anime adds a scene of the bear popping a balloon to escape Miharu, while in the manga the bear crashes through the ground. The anime adds a dialogue of Miharu telling Kanchi that the bear went to the roof. The anime adds a scene of Kanchi running towards the roof. The anime adds a scene where Kanchi fights the bear on the roof, causing an ornament to fall from it and being grabbed by Morihito. The anime adds a scene where Morihito tells Kanchi to send his crows to make the bear go to the building with the least students. The anime adds a scene where the bear is chased by crows. In the anime, when Morihito tells the bear that he is surrounded and that his friends are on the lower floors, Miharu is added. In the manga, when Morihito confronts the bear thinking it is Kujo, he appears behind them. However, in the anime you can see Kujo leaving a class helping other students. The anime adds a line from Keigo where he mentions that Hajime is in love with Sugiura. The anime adds a scene where Hajime is seen being punished and watched over by Tenryu. The anime removes the conversation between Keigo, Miharu and Kanchi about Tenryu. In the anime, when Morihito states that magic is an extraordinary talent, several previous moments of Nico using magic are shown. The anime adds a scene where Sugiura is seen crying at the end of the closing ceremony. The anime adds a scene where Morihito approaches Nico after the act is over. The anime adds a scene in which Kara, Kuku, Yuri, Nemu, Keigo, Kanchi, Miharu and Rui are seen waiting for Nico and Morihito. The anime adds a scene where Nico grabs Morihito's hand. Trivia: despite first appearing in episode 2, this is the first time the Flywing spell's name has been mentioned in the series. Unlike the manga, Nemu, Shiki and Jekyll are seen during the cultural festival. In the anime, when the cafeteria for the students of class 1 to 3 is shown, the character of Mr. Koko can be seen for a brief moment. Like the manga, Hideaki Surachi has a cameo. When the closing ceremony of the festival is shown, several students can be seen doing the moonwalk.